Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video I wanted to talk about the strategy I use for choosing which Dura trials to sweep as well as which charms to craft. Now I have made a video talking about the best charms for all 61 heroes in the game, but in this video I'm going to talk about in order of priority, what are the most important charms you should be getting for your heroes first of all. And in my opinion, it is going to be your Dream Realm related heroes. Try to get their best in slot charm, and when you're done with all of that, then you can focus on your PvP heroes after that. Okay, so there are really three big heroes which have really game-changing charm effects, and I want to list them right now. It will also depend, for example, if you have these heroes built or not. So Lily May, Ludovic, and Shakir. So Lily May, a lot of people will have built, and she's usable in a lot of endless Dream Realm boss teams right now. And if you can get her the sorcery charms, this is going to increase her damage the most because the skill power will increase the amount of true damage that she can deal. And so what I did for Lily May, because you're looking for a specific set, it has to be sorcery. I did some like runs of the rogue Dura trials, but then I only ended up getting like one of these sorcery charms, and then I crafted the other two. And I think that is a good priority to craft like in your early days of playing after the new season. So if you don't have Lily May charms already at all sorcery charms, it is a priority for you to craft them or to keep looking for them in the Dura trials. Okay, another big priority is Ludovic. If you have Ludovic built, even if he's only like supreme, even if he's +5 exclusive equipment, it doesn't matter. Those are just basically if you ascend him more and you upgrade his exclusive equipment, his attack stat will be higher, so his damage will be higher. But even if you don't do that and you get him these charms, he is going to increase your damage a lot in Dream Realm, and right now he's used as the best damage dealer option for two bosses, King Croaker and Crystal Beetle. And in Orson, he's also a great option. If you don't have Harak built to Supreme Plus yet, then Ludovic will be the best for you there as well. So it gives you a lot of value by doing this. Insight Charm is really important for him. Again, it's going to give him skill power, just like the Lily May sorcery charms were giving her skill power, and this is going to increase his HP per second damage. So these are both some of the top priorities, and because you're looking for a specific set, like you don't want the other charms on Ludovic, you don't want the other charms for Lily May, so you can craft these heroes charms because you're looking for that specific one, and it is going to give you a big boost. So those are two top ones I recommend. And then finally, the number 3 option is Shakir, and Shakir right now is only the best in Crystal Beetle. However, in Lone Gaze tomorrow, I'm almost certain that Shakir is going to be the best hero. He always is great for Lone Gaze when your team is grouped up, and his charms make a big difference. These Mystic Charms allowed people to break 100 billion damage for the first time in any Dream Realm boss today on Crystal Beetle, and it was thanks to these Mystic Charm, because these are going to increase the attack buff that Shakir will provide to his allies with his Lupine Zora if he's at +10 exclusive equipment. So if you don't have Shakir at +10 exclusive equipment, then these are not charms which are going to benefit you because you're not going to be sharing that attack buff. But as soon as you have him at +10 exclusive equipment, these are a major priority, and you're again looking for a specific set effect, which is the Mystic Charms, and so crafting them is a good option as well. So these are probably, in my opinion, the top 3 heroes charms I would be crafting and the most game changing for you. But like I mentioned, you will have to have +10 exclusive equipment on Shakir. Now I want to come to a couple other really good options for heroes that you should be sweeping but not necessarily crafting. One of them is Smokey. The advantage of Smokey is that you just want to give him skill power, whether that is in the form of these sorcery charms or whether it is in the form of the recovering charm. Both of them provide him the 5 skill power. That is going to increase his attack buff onto your team from 20 to 25%, and that is what the role of these charms is. Basically buffing up all of your team's attack by an extra 5%, and of course his own attack. Now, it doesn't matter which one you pick because the healing versus ultimate power, both of them are just going to increase the healing effectiveness of Smokey. The ultimate power does not increase his blue aura damage. It is only for increasing, like if you look at the multiplier, it only increases the healing amount on the active cast. So it doesn't matter which one you go for. Ideally, recovering charms are considered to be better, but they both give skill power, and that's all you care about for a Dream Realm boss. So there you have Smoky Charms. And Mikola is another great option that, again, she just wants to have skill power, because with skill power, that is going to increase her attack buff from controlling the honor arena from 20% up to 25%, again, just like Smoky. And the best overall charms for her, and this is what we're going to be sweeping today. The best overruns are Arcane Charm because that attack percent will allow her to hit harder with their combat fury, but it is a minor contribution. And even if, for example, you got the sorcery charm, both of these are giving her skill power, and that is going to increase her attack buff. That is important. So whether you get sorcery or arcane, it doesn't matter. And that is why, because you're looking for two sets and either one are great options, you can sweep the Dura trials for these two heroes, Mikola and Smokey, and you're more likely to complete one of the sets, right? Rather than crafting. So it's more priority to sweep for Mikola and Smokey and craft for the heroes that are looking for a specific slot. The other thing about crafting is that if you can't clear a high floor of Dura trials for that class, then that is another time where it is a good idea for you to craft. Because if, for example, you can clear a floor 40 of support Dura trials, but like, let's say mage, you're stuck at floor 30 or 32, then it's better for you to craft your charms for your mage heroes and then just farm your charms for your support heroes because you have the higher floor, which has a higher drop rate of the mythic plus charms. Okay, now Forester is another great option of a charms to be sweeping. If the tank treasure is open, then you just have to get him any mythic plus charms. You don't even have to complete a set effect because you're just really looking for the stats from them. The 12.3% attack, that is going to increase his damage from his HP per second damage. All of the sets for Forester, none of them increases damage by that much. NEG on hit means a bit more ultimate casting. Sorcery Charm means more damage from his ultimate cast. The skill power will not increase his HP per second damage, so it is not like going to increase, like for example, like we saw with Ludovic and with Lily Maid. That will not be happening with Friesto, because his HP per second damage is just capped at a fixed amount, no matter how much skill power you give him. And so he doesn't benefit from skill power like the other heroes. So those are great, basically, heroes I just wanted to mention. Now I'm going to show you in the Dura trials. This is what we have. So ideally you want to be sweeping a treasure where you have cleared floor 40, and if not 40, like the highest. For example, like let's say I only had the mage and the marksman open up for one day, then I would want to be sweeping the mage treasure because I've cleared to a higher floor. The other thing is you have to think about, okay, where are the Dream Realm heroes located? So in Marksman, if you're not using, for example, if you have the meta teams built, then Odie, Merrily, these heroes are no longer being used for the top Dream Realm teams. And then there's no real point of you sweeping Marksman because there's no hero here which is in any meta Dream Realm teams right now. And it's kind of the same thing for tank. The only one you're looking for is Friesto, so you sweep for a while until you have 3 mythic or mythic plus charms for him, and then you can move on. You don't have to sweep the tank treasure anymore. Warrior, there is one specific option, which is Harak. If you have Harak built up to mythic plus or above, then you want to sweep his charms, and the charms for Harak are going to be balanced charms that give him the flat attack percent. Those are going to be the best for him, and so this will be a priority for you to either sweep or craft, because again, you're looking for one specific set effect, although other sets can be fine, but the balance charms are the best. So either you can sweep this or you can actually craft rock charms, is up to you, because the other heroes here are not useful for Dream Realm. They're all PvP heroes, and eventually you are going to go for them, but first of all you have to get all of your Dream Realm heroes sorted, and that is really what I'm talking about in this video. Okay, and then you have the Rogue. So for Rogue, for example, like I mentioned, like Shakir and Lily May are such top priorities, and so I've been focusing them from day one, and their charms are now complete. So now there's no point of me ever sweeping Rogue until I have all my Dream Realm heroes sorted, because the other charms here are just for PvP oriented heroes. And support, though, there is going to be that thing for Mikola. So this is what we're going to do right now. And now when it comes to the parts, in my opinion, you should go for all 3 slots when you have none of the charms. So for example, when I look at Mikola right now, she actually has no mythic plus charms at all. She just has 1 mythic charm. So we're going to go for all 3 slots, because then when we do the sweep, we could get we could get 2 different slots potentially for Mikola, and that's better than going one by one. But once we have, for example, either the Arcane or the Sorcery, those are the 2 charms we're looking for, then I will then narrow it down and limit the sweep. Okay, so here we go. We're going to sweep one by one on floor 40, so you want to try to clear to the highest floor you can. Okay, so amazing. We got 1 sorcery charm, and now we're going to move on to the other slots. We got on the left slot, so now we're not going to do any more left slot. Now we're going to go for middle slot and right slot. Like I mentioned, sorcery charm is going to be giving her skill power, or arcane charm is as well. Even though arcane charm is a bit better, both of them are going to give her the boost that she needs. So I'm fine with sorcery charm as well. So now we're going to sweep one by one. Okay, amazing. We got sorcery, so we got really lucky here. And now all we have to do is look for sorcery charm on right, and we're going to keep sweeping until we get it. If we don't get it, I probably still won't craft it. I'll just wait until we can get it naturally. Okay, this changes things. Now we got the arcane charm on the right slot. It really changes things because, like we mentioned, Arcane Charm is considered the best in slot charm for Mikola, and like we would want to go for that. And because we now have 1 Arcane, 2 Sorcery, maybe it's just better to now be targeting Arcane. One thing you can do in this position is we can go back to all, and we can see what drops for us. There are problems with it because we could re-get Sorcery Charm on the left or middle slot. We could get Arcane Charm again on the right. So I don't actually know about the probabilities from this position. It's a pretty tough decision, to be honest, about what to do here. But I'm going to do 1 sweep on all and see if we can get 1 more arcane, for example, or if we can just complete the sorcery. So let's go for 1 sweep. Okay, we got a balance charm. Yeah, it is going to be difficult to complete on the first day. And even if you can't, here's a good opportunity to craft. For example, like if you wanted to sweep a different Dura trials at this point, you could go for it. There's not any priority for me, but yeah, and then you could just finish and craft the final charm, because that would be pretty good for you. I think we're going to do another sweep in all of the slots and see what we can get. Okay, we got another one in the same slot for the Arcane Charm, which was the difficult thing, but I mean, this could have also been a Sorcery Charm as well, right? So, that is kind of the problem. And we'll do 1 final sweep, let's see what we can get. Okay, we got a 3rd one for the Arcane Charm in the right slot, but yeah, I mean, it will come down to RNG in the end, especially when you're missing 1 charm. It becomes really difficult to find that final option. But here, for example, we have enough that we could craft this if we wanted to. But what I was actually thinking is that, like I mentioned to you guys, because Mikola is fine with any of the 2 charm sets, it's more likely I'll get it naturally from the drops of the Dura trials and sweeping it, and I will be sweeping it in the future as well. So then I thought it's better to be crafting the charms for Talene, because for example, Talene needs specifically the blast charms, and she is the best damage dealer hero for King Croaker, Skyclops as of right now, and then also the Crystal Beetle. And so she is a priority for you to be doing. And with your Crimson Essence, I think you should be buying, first of all, get all of these Mythic+ charms for your like heroes like Dunlinger, Luca, if you use them at all. And this can also help you for Dura trials, for example, by having a full Mythic+ set onto them. Okay, but yeah, because it's pretty cheap for you to get it with the 480 essence, compared to just being able to get 5 Branko essence for 400 of the Crimson Essence. Okay, so that is going to be that. Now for the crafting for today, like I mentioned, I'm probably going to go for Talene, but the thing is, because I can't complete Talene today, 176, unless we've like completed a quest, which we have not. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for me to craft it right now. I can hold my essences, or I can, for example, craft the final sorcery charm of Mikola. That would have been a fine option as well. But yeah, that's basically how I go about crafting or sweeping the different Dura trials. Some of it will come down to luck, and in the end there, when we were just looking for all of the different 3 slots, it was difficult. But like, for example, even if we were only looking at right slot, we could have still kept getting Arcane Charm like we were getting there, right? We kept getting Arcane Charm on the right, but if we locked it into right, we would have had a higher chance of getting Arcane Charm on the right, but then also a higher chance of getting Sorcery Charm. But you never know what's going to happen. So yeah, I mean, I think we did fine. Like, overall, we did get 2 Sorcery Charms. We just need 1 more for the Mikola. But for right now, she is going to be not at her full potential. So that's basically how I go about the charms. And then you want to get all of these heroes sorted. So it's going to be Shakira, Lily May, Friesto, Mikola, Ludwig, Smokey, and Talene. Those are the key Dream Realm heroes for the season, and Harak if you have Harak. Do not worry about Rainier's charms. These hardly contribute anything. They're the Mystic Charms. They're going to be the best for him, but his damage is so low, and this is only for his own personal damage, the Mystic Charm boost. So it's really not important at all. And also Reinier isn't used in all of the bosses anyway. So do not focus on the Reinier Charms. You can even pass on him. Like, once you have the other Dream Realm heroes done, you can move on to PvP if you want. That's totally fine. But yeah, it will be difficult to get the specific charms you need, and that's why crafting becomes really important. And like I mentioned, crafting Lily May, Shakira, and Ludovic, those would be my top 3 priority. And then from that point on, you can go for the others. But the thing about, like, for example, like Mikola, and why I don't think crafting is a big priority. She's already giving a 20% attack buff for your team. Increasing that from 20 to 25%, it's a minor boost. It would increase your score maybe by up to 1 billion in Dream Realm, but not by such a major amount as much as you might be thinking. And so it's not like a huge priority, and that's why she comes down the list. Like after you have the top 3 sorted and Fresto, then you can begin working on Smokey and Mikola. And like I mentioned, Smokey is more important than Mikola because Smokey's charms, they're also going to increase like his own stats, right, when he has the mythic charms, and they're going to be increasing his own attack just from the base stats, and he deals high damage in endless bosses. Mikola doesn't deal as much damage as Smokey. So anyway, guys, hopefully this was helpful. Good luck crafting your charms or getting good luck with your sweeps. And over time, you are going to get all the charms. It's just a matter of time. But just try to lock in on those Dream Realm heroes first of all. And then as time goes on, you can work on your PvP heroes after that. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. That's going to be it for this video. I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.